Hi everybody, I'm a moderator here in the group and I just wanted to take a minute and share a little bit about myself because I'm kind of quiet in the group. I do come in and check in and make sure things are running good, but I'm not much of a comment on everything kind of post kind of person. But I just wanted to basically not just share my story and background, but also kind of what I do to cope. I'm from the United States. Right now it's in the afternoon, and my son does go to pre-K for a couple hours during the afternoon. So I finally have some time to, it's awesome. I meditate. I'm also doing it's like yoga, but not the yoga like, oh, I want to lose some weight yoga. I'm not trying to get all strenuous with it. It is actually to breathe good. Stretching always feels good. And it just is supposed to help you relax. Who can't use that? Sometimes you have to put yourself first and you have to say, hey, I need to chill out. And so I do that when he's gone. My dog, he drives me nuts when I'm trying to do it, so I kick him outside. It is utterly very quiet in here. I love it. I'm the type of person, I don't really like the TV on. I don't like music on. Music is a big trigger for me. And TV is just real noisy to me. I just don't like that. I don't like all that busyness. So another thing I like to do is bake and cook. Love it. I am like a little Martha Stewart. I love it. It helps me a lot. I'm always trying new recipes. It's creative to me. It's probably like someone who can draw and be a great artist, which I'm not. I feel creative when I'm in the kitchen, and it's cool to say that I did that. I do crafts. I don't know if you're familiar with the Pinterest app. I am always doing something on there. I'll make wreaths for the house. Right now we're going with the Candyland theme Christmas tree, so I'm making ornaments for that to save money. So my dog is the only dog now, so he's bored a lot, so I go on there and find DIY activities to do with him, to help stimulate his brain. I like to restore old furniture, you name it. I like that kind of stuff. My mission is to learn how to crochet. Because I took my son on a field trip with his class to what we call old folks home here, like a senior living thing. And I'm already in my middle 40s. And I'm like, oh my God, this could be me one day. I mean, inevitably it does happen. And if I don't learn how to crochet, my God, what am I gonna do? Everybody looks so bored and so I'm like, I must learn how to crochet. But anyway, and I'm reading a book that I love called Wool by Hugh Howey. He's got a whole series. It's like a sci-fi. It's not horror. I know a lot of people, horror movies and stuff bother them and can be triggering. The only thing I find real triggering on them is a husband beating his wife or rape, of course. Fucking hate that. But other than that, I'm not scared of any haunted house, any horror movie, because to me, I've had monsters in my real life. That all make-believe stuff, it's just not scary to me. So this book is more sci-fi. It could be a little frightening, but I like sci-fi stuff because it makes you think. I'm also a big comic book person. I love Avengers, that kind of thing. Maybe it's because I'm a boy mom, but I'm really into it. I like to game. Minecraft, Avengers, Call of Duty, that kind of stuff. I don't get to play nearly as much as I want to because, like I said, anything on the TV is very busy to me and I don't really like it much. So I only play it with my son, and it's only like for an hour each night. So anyway, let me share a little bit about me. At age 5, I was a victim of incest by my brother, and that's my first trauma. Never went to counseling for it. It was more like my mom did. He was like visiting on the weekend, so it wasn't like he lived with us. And my mom never took me to like counseling or anything because it was brushed under the rug. She didn't want to make it bigger than what it was. I don't agree with her handling. Back in 1980, that was kind of like a taboo thing. Now everyone speaks out and stuff, but hey, she did remove him. I didn't see him for quite a while. When he did come back in our lives, apparently she said he had counseling. I needed counseling. But anyway, we were always like supervised after that. So she, you know, in just defense of some parents, some of them do the best they know how. Like, it doesn't come with an instruction manual, and some things that seem common sense to me might not be to you. And so I don't really like hold it against her, but I do bring it up when I'm sharing my story. I hopefully any parents from here on out, you would take action. It's got to be hard when it's your own kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, what a touchy situation. God, that would be... I kind of have a little compassion for my mom because I'm like, how the hell, what would I do? You know, it's just, Anyway, then later on down the road, boyfriend, age 16, ended up marrying him at 18, but he was abusive as hell. And in the midst of that, I lost, I think with him, it was about 6 pregnancies. I always assumed it was from the abuse. I never told my doctor, and he didn't know why I was losing them. So, and I would generally lose them between 8 to 10 weeks along, usually around there. And that was took a big toll on me, you know. And so I assumed it was abuse. Later on, I found out that wasn't the case. But then, in that little relationship time that we were boyfriend-girlfriend, we kind of got into it, and I split up with them. In that meanwhile, I ran away from my house, and I ended up, and I know it sounds crazy, but I got kidnapped. And nowadays, it might not seem crazy because you hear more about human trafficking now. And it does, a lot of it comes from runaways. You know, runaways are very good victims for them to get, you know, vulnerable and you name it. So I was taken and I was brought to another state in the trunk of a car, drugged. I was held there for about 5 months, made to prostitute, beat regularly. It was a very awful time. I ended up getting free because they made me we were about to go to Chicago from the place that we were at. We were about to go to a different state, and they wanted me to shoplift. Well, of course, they don't want to be around me when I'm shoplifting because they didn't want to get arrested in case I did. And when they left me in there with the cart and directions on what to get, I thought it was a setup almost. Like, I thought they were watching me. I was so scared, and my whole body was tremoring. And I went in between each clothing rack. Like the little round ones, I went in between each one and jumped to each one and went back to the gun department, back by Hunting. That's the closest place I seen an employee. And I was being looked at pretty crazy, but it worked. I got to an employee and I knew I had to like grasp her attention. And she was of Asian descent too, so I didn't know if she apparently had to speak some English. So I wanted to make it simple, stand out, and I jumped out of the thing and I kind of scared her. And I was like, I've been kidnapped. I need the police. She didn't even say a word. She took my hand, walked me around, like I guess I was apparently right by the security office, and walked me up the stairs. And so the whole process began of cops being rescued, future court dates. There was 3 offenders, so 3 separate court dates. So I had all that. That very traumatic time of my life. I get home. I'm on a like really self-destructive course. Went back to the abusive boyfriend. I was breaking the law left and right. I mean, I was a felon by 18 and a half. I just didn't care. I didn't value my life, you know? I mean, after all that, it was like the world type thing. Didn't care. I felt so evil. There was no saving me at that point. So then I end up divorcing the abusive guy. I get with another guy. He's actually a good guy. Got pregnant by him. I assumed I was going to lose that pregnancy because of my other ones. So I was still breaking the law and stuff, carrying on as usual. I did not think I was going to have the baby. And then I get arrested, pretty big crime there, and I end up going to prison at 19. And I do 7.5 years. Gave birth to my first child in there. That was traumatic. Very traumatic. I'd say out of like 2 abusive marriages, because I had another one later when I got out of prison. The human trafficking, the abusive relationships, the molesting, nothing equals the trauma of giving birth in prison and never getting your kid back. My kid went to family. I picked him to go with my fiance at the time, his father, to his family because I didn't want the kid in daycare. I wanted him with older folks that would be home all the time. Because mind you, I was in prison. I see a lot of babysitters in there, okay? So I was really funny about that. The worst decision I made because they did everything they could when I got out of prison to keep him from me. Now he is 21. He's seen me a handful of times. It's just been an awful, awful time. And that is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. The rapes and all that stuff. The worst was having my son in there. I would rather be raped 10 times than go through that. It's so hard. And then, I have another abusive marriage. 2 more pregnancy losses with him. I finally figure out it's an issue that I have. All I needed to take was a baby aspirin a day so my blood wouldn't clot and I could carry to full term. That was crazy. Then I end up married to the nice guy that I'm with now. Been with him for 6 years. He's awesome. I'm a home wife now, stay-at-home mom. Have a very good, solid life. It is my mind that is not. I'm on medication for nightmares. And, you would think someone that's been raped over 5 times, kidnapped, abused, beat, all this crazy stuff. You would assume my nightmares would be about that stuff, right? Very rarely. I mean, sometimes, yeah. What they are is... I have a 4-year-old now, and I have dreams that he's being kidnapped, taken from me. I mess up and go back to prison, and I never see him again, like that kind of stuff. And that jolts the crap out of me bad. I have constant nightmares, and they did start me on a new med to help with the nightmares. I just haven't picked it up yet, and I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. But if you Google PTSD medications for nightmares, this is the first one that'll pop up. What they did was they were giving it to veterans, and I'm not a veteran, giving it to veterans for like blood pressure problems, high blood pressure, and they just happened to find out it took away their nightmares. So the FDA regulated it. So that's how a lot of stuff comes to be. It's like, oops, this is pretty cool. And then I'm on Zoloft. I credit that big time because I have been suicidal so many times. And I was just suicidal 2 years ago. I mean, like scary, like I'm shocked a little bit that I'm here. So that's saves my life. Like that Zoloft really helps me. I know marijuana, weed, everybody loves it. I would probably love it. However, it is illegal here. And I know most people don't care and they're puffing away anyway. I care. I have a criminal background. I'm not trying to do one single thing for the coppers to get me and arrest me. Like, I desperately will not let go of my son. I don't want to get in any trouble. So that's out the window until they legalize it. If they legalize it, I would do it like crazy. It probably would help me. My husband smokes. He doesn't obviously care. He does it and it mellows him the hell out. So yeah, I'm sure it would, but that's not even an option. So anyway, and then I'm on gabapentin too. That is basically to try to help me get to sleep. My brain doesn't shut off. That I don't take so much because I'm in a hell of a fog the next day. So I just try to keep busy. But you know how nighttime is. Nighttime can be for real something else because daytime we can keep ourselves busy and bake, cook, meditate, blah, blah. But nighttime, it's all quiet and your mind plays tricks with you. And you can't really like get up and vacuum. You know what I'm saying? Like that's hard. But so I have PTSD, which is complex, obviously. Now you know why. I know I already knew and been diagnosed by a professional years ago. I hear often people talking about, is there a cure? No, there's not. I'm not here to blow sunshine up no one's wazoo. But you can make it manageable, you know, like I'm not a positive person and I'm not a negative Nancy. I'm kind of just like the realist, you know, like that's just how I approach everything. And I'll always tell you the truth, you know, no, there's no cure. Is it manageable? Yeah. Some days it ain't going to feel like that. Some days you're going to struggle to get off that couch to, if you've been a sexual abuse or rape victim, sometimes you'll hate getting in the shower because every time you look at your body, you're going to think about stuff that happened. Sometimes it'll just be freaking hard, you know? Random crazy shit just triggers me. I was at a bathroom in Dunkin' Donuts, washed my hands, and the soap was a soap that when I was in prison, that the only one you could use, and I ran out of there, like totally. Then I have flashbacks all day about my son. You know, you just never know. You never know. That's why I just choose not to listen to music because you just never know. But I try to do my part, you know, what I can do to be responsible. Thank you, Rhonda. I seen your comment. I try to do my part. What I mean by that is like, it's my problem basically. I try what I can, so I'm not like projecting on other people. I meditate. I sage the hell out of my house. I just try to stay grounded, you know. I do my best. I'm not a religious person. I don't want to start a religious talk. But I do believe in, I have a big thing with being kind to other people. I hate people that are just douches for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, the world doesn't owe you anything. And it doesn't cost you a thing to be nice to other people. And you don't have to be all super duper nice. Like, just be kind. It's really not that difficult. But in this day and age, it's like people suck at it. And I believe in being nice, well, being kind to others, just be polite, manners, respect. And I believe that's the key while we're here, you know, be kind to others. You complain, you know, oh, everybody's this way. Well, be that person to be that change. If you don't like what you see, then try your best to be what you would like to see. I just believe in spreading out good energy if I can. Usually people can't even tell when I'm in a crappy mood or whatever, because I kind of seclude myself and just get away, you know. But just wanted to share. I know we all got our really bad stories, so I always try to add in there what I do too, to like get grounded or how I deal, because I'm not a fresh victim by any means. Mine's been years ago, and it's been my way long time ago, thank God. But it doesn't really get any older in your mind. It's always there. And so try to do what you can. If you can go to therapy, great. I do go because my health insurance covers a great majority of it. My deductible's really low. So I'm blessed that I can do that. I really recommend therapy. Yeah, I don't like the EMDR and all that kooky stuff. And I don't like to go every month because it's too hard on me. But I do like maybe going in there every 3 months, and just the talking to somebody is awesome. I feel listened to, and I think that's what a lot of us need. We need somebody to listen. We feel like people are always sharing war stories and trying to up you, or you think you're not worthy because that person had something worse, and that's not true. We're all worthy, and we all need to be listened to. And so that's why I like therapy for that reason. And find something that you like to do. And if you don't have anything, find out what your thing is, you know. The internet's awesome. You can get on there and learn stuff. You don't have to pay for anything, you know. But anyway, I'm a moderator here. And now you know a little bit about me. And I hope that it'll make you either want to share your story or be more comfortable. We are like a family here. Feel free to talk, vent to us, tell us how your day's going. You don't even have to get into your trauma. Just pop in, tell us how your day's going. But have a good day. I got to go pick up my son from school now. Bye.